Welcome to Mysteries, Myths, and Legends. I'm Taylor.
I'm Savannah.
And if you can believe it or not, this is our 10th freaking episode.
Yay!
I literally
We,
can't actually believe that at all.
yeah, I know. This has been our goal.
It's literally
So,
from day one, we were like, as long as we get to episode 10, like, that'll be good enough for us. And to
no,
think that,
I think our thing was once we get to episode 10, we'll be like used to it and stuff, and we really are.
yeah,
I
we are.
think.
No, yeah,
So,
like, definitely. And it's also crazy that people have literally listened to us literally talk for 10 hours.
I know. Oh my
That's
God.
crazy.
That's true.
Like,
I didn't even think
people,
about that.
I know. It's insane.
Okay, so we have to come up with another goal. Taylor,
Okay.
you
I'm gonna
think
say
50?
50. Yeah. I think 50 solid. That's crazy. The day that we come on here and be like, this is our 50th episode, I might not even make it because that
I
might blow my
know.
mind.
I know. Like, when is that gonna be?
Well,
Like, I
it'll
don't
be
even
about
know.
50 weeks. Or no, it'll be 40 weeks from now.
Yeah, but
So that's
I don't know
almost a
how many.
year from now, basically,
Oh my God.
if
We
you
can do
round.
it.
No, we
We
could
got it.
totally do it. That is really crazy, though. I feel like 10 is a lot. Because I feel like, if you do one, you could give up. And boy, did we want to give up
I
sometimes.
know.
Many a time. But we didn't.
Mm-hmm.
We persevered, and now here we are.
Mm-hmm.
But I also wanted to say happy anniversary
Oh,
to two of my
thanks.
bestest friends, Garrett and Savannah. As we all
Mm-hmm.
know, Savannah and her boyfriend Garrett are two of my best friends. And so we're actually recording the podcast early this week because next week is their anniversary and Savannah would not be able to record. So we just had to shout
Yes.
them out
Well,
for a quick
thank y'all.
second. You're welcome. But okay, so last week we talked about, well, I talked about like this, the Lassiter's Reef, which basically was this like lost treasure.
Mm-hmm.
But before Lassiter found the gold in the reef, he was actually like on an expedition to find rubies, but it was like a
Oh,
failed
okay.
expedition.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we recorded the episode with my roommate Deena, she had this like really cool story to tell. And sadly, as you all know, we could not air that episode because only my microphone worked and not Savannah's. But
Yeah, and it was really bad.
it was
So.
really, the biggest tragedy of all. But
Mm-hmm.
happy to say that at least you guys will get to hear that story because guess what? Deena's back, baby.
Yay.
Hey,
Hey, what it do?
what it do? What it do? This is
I'm
Deena. This
here.
is my roommate, my best friend. She's crazy, and I guess I'll just pass it on to you.
On to me?
On to you.
Oh, thank
So
you.
Deena has a crazy, like, personal family story. So go ahead, give us the story.
I do.
Yeah, we're ready for it.
And first of all, I just wanted to say thank you for letting me be on your podcast once again.
Of
I
course.
feel so
Mm-hmm.
honored.
Your debut.
My second debut.
Yes.
But anyways, so yeah, I have this crazy story that was very relevant to Taylor's story last week, but it has to do with my family up in the mountains because my dad has a lot of crazy stories and he grew up in the 1900s. He's 81. So he is very old. And he has this crazy legend about our land that we have up in the mountains kind of near like Western Carolina University and Franklin, which is this small town nobody's ever heard of. But we have like inherited land from there that my grandpa literally like traded lumber wood for.
Wow.
But yeah, and so what happened was one day there was this lady that lived near my dad's cabin on our property, and her name was Aggie Clower. And
Shout out to Aggie.
yeah, shout out Aggie. Well, not really, but you'll
Oh.
see why.
Oh.
But yeah. So Aggie had a husband who was killed in the Civil War, and she had 3 kids. And she also had a brother. And back in the day, they used to have to use these things called, well, at least my dad calls it pump logs,
Okay.
where they had pipes where they would drill holes in the pipes and run it from the stream so that they wouldn't have to go all the way out to the stream to wash their dishes and stuff.
Oh, we love the innovation.
Oh, yes. And so they had that little shindig. And, and so soon enough, the brother came back to visit, and he visited the land of Aggie, and well, something crazy happened. Something real crazy. So he was just looking in the stream one day, just, oh, side note, this is an important piece, is that the brother came from out west because he was a prospector, like looking for gold.
Oh.
And
So like the gold rush?
etc. Yeah, I think it was like during that time.
I think we looked it up last episode. It was around like
Oh, really? Yeah, that
Yeah.
would make sense. But yeah, so like he was looking in the stream for, I guess, whatever, God knows what, and he found a whole handful of just beautiful red rocks that appeared to be rubies.
Ooh.
And like big rubies.
Must be nice.
Yeah. And so he went back to that little spout in their yard, used for the dishwasher, etc. And he washed off the rocks, and he was like, oh, yeah, I just found a ruby mine. And
Low key.
he was like, yeah, I definitely just found a ruby mine, I'm pretty sure. And
Wait, it's also important to say, like, in North Carolina, like, ruby mines, like, are pretty common.
oh yeah, like around this place, they're very common. Like my dad grew up working in a ruby mine.
Yeah. So it's not like just, they showed up out of nowhere.
Yeah. And so, and it was like in the area of like other things that rubies would be found, such as like flint, hornblende, and like other garnets. Okay, yeah. So then what happened was that he was so excited about his ruby mine, he ran to his sister. He was like, oh my God, like, Aggie, I just found a ruby mine. And and he was like, I mean, we're rich, like, we're literally rich, and we can get all the money for your kids now. They won't ever have to worry about anything. And all he wanted was like a fifth of the portion, maybe, and literally just to like give it to the kids. Like he didn't really care about money.
What a great
Supposedly,
guy.
I don't know, because he was like a prospector, so conspiracy theory there. But yeah, I feel like he was a good man, and it's like in my family, everybody trusted him, and so he just wanted like the smallest portion, like 1/5. He wanted his sister's kids to be rich, like that's all he wanted, and she took it so the wrong way, and she thought that he was trying to literally rob her and all of her children.
What in the world?
What?
Yeah. And he was like this Baptist preacher, like just great man, wholesome.
Like, he just wanted to help the kids.
Yeah, and this lady was just so,
Wait, what's her name
I
again?
don't know, insecure and petty. Aggie.
Come on,
Aggie Clower.
Come on, Aggie.
Yeah,
Wait,
but I mean,
wasn't
what?
He was the one who found it.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, it makes no sense. I think she was just like bitter, maybe, from her husband being killed in the war.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe just, who knows what their relationship was. I don't know. Like, there's still a lot of missing pieces, but
Yeah.
because it was so long ago. But anyways, she thought he was trying to rob her and all of her children, and so he was like, you know what, that's just fine, I won't tell where it is, and you'll never know.
Oh
Oh my
snap.
gosh.
And you'll never get it. And so,
The petty.
and and literally, like, everyone around town came and looked, and they never found a thing. And he told Grandpa Beasley that you could see, like, he showed my dad's Grandpa Beasley, he showed that you could literally see where the rubies were from that porch. So, like, he's the only person that had that hint that, like, from that place, that's the only hint he gave, was that you could see it from that porch.
And so they really didn't find it, even though it was, you could see it from the porch.
They really didn't find it. And then my Uncle Frank started looking up there. And so he even got, like, he had started ruby mines, got a permit from the Forest Service. Like, he was all into ruby mines. And so, he went and looked, and so did my grandpa, above, like, the waterfall, which is, like, close to where that stream is. And he found all this rhodolite garnet, which is a rose-colored garnet, which is very rare, but, like, literally as big as your thumb. Oh. And he literally, like, sent it off and everything to get it, what's it called? Like, appraised? Appraised, yeah, that's the word. Oh, okay. He, like, sent it to get appraised, and they never sent it back to him.
Oh,
so,
what? Oh, he sent them, like, the thing?
Yeah, and they literally never sent it back to him. They took it. Oh, they took it.
Because it was worth probably thousands of dollars.
Probably because it's a rhodolite garnet, which is really rare, even though it's not a ruby.
That's so messed up.
So my grandpa kind of has a theory that, like, it wasn't rubies, it was actually rhodolite garnets. But
yeah, it could be.
But that would still be lit.
Yeah. Are they still worth, like, money?
Yeah, because they're rare. And they're beautiful and giant and, like, red, and they look like rubies.
Wow.
Like, exactly like rubies. And but they're just, like, not quite as valuable, obviously. But there's definitely, like, places around there where there could definitely be rubies, because, like my dad was saying, now, like, near the frog pond, there's a gravel bed with flint rocks, and they're, like, everything's rounded and it's close to the source. So
what
there's
I'm hearing,
probably,
what I'm hearing is that the next time we go, we're going on a ruby expedition.
Yeah.
Or whatever, garnet, whatever you said it was called.
Oh, that's definitely what you're hearing, because we've been planning it my whole life to just, like, literally just sweep the whole property and try to find rubies.
You've never found any yourself?
No. I mean, we haven't had a lot of time to, like, look really hard.
Okay, yeah.
But my dad has, like, a few places that, because he's really into geology, so he knows what rocks indicate rubies. Right. And we have plans to go. He has dreams. We both have dreams about it every day. We just are like, we could be so rich if we just found the ruby mine.
No, we're going.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen this summer.
Yep. And he gave me some other details, but I ain't gonna share that here because who knows?
Yeah, we can't be giving any clues away to our treasure.
And my family has some other crazy family drama too that maybe I'll share another time, because it is just crazy.
Crazy. That's so crazy, though. It's like, wow. You really have a ruby mine possibly on your property, and it's just sitting there.
And it's just sitting there, and I'm just like, well, I could be
rich.
A billionaire.
We could be rich, and yet we're still wondering, like, are we going to eat dinner today?
Right. I'm not trying to tear apart the property, but I mean...
But I mean, for the rubies.
Yeah. I don't know. No, I would never.
No.
Like, I would look a lot still.
Exactly. Well,
so yeah.
Well, thank you so much for that story, Deena.
You're welcome. Thanks for letting me share it.
Of course. Oh yeah. By the way, this is Deena. Everybody.
Oh yeah. Hey guys.
You did at one point get a chance to meet her.
I met y'all, but you didn't meet me.
Yeah. No.
Basically.
No, we had to scrap that episode, sadly. But yeah. But I'm sure she'll be back in the future, definitely, with real stories.
Yeah.
Real mysteries and legends, and maybe one day we'll be back as billionaires.
Maybe.
With a ruby. Yeah.
If not from this podcast.
Exactly. One of the two.
Hopefully.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Shout out to Deena for telling us that crazy story. Maybe
Yeah.
one day we'll come back
I
with
know,
an
that was
update
great.
saying that we found the rubies, and I hope we do.
I know, I want to go out there and look for some.
For real.
Even just to like collect,
Exactly.
not to sell or
Exactly.
anything.
Same.
That'd be
Same.
cool.
Okay, so as we promised last week, we are going to be doing like water stories, things that
Yes,
have
we
to do with
are.
the water. So, as per usual, Savannah's going to go first. So, take it away.
Okay, so this one, I don't think you've ever heard of it, Taylor.
Okay, perfect. That's my favorite thing.
Okay, so it is the Vodyanoy.
Absolutely not.
Okay, so just hearing that, where do you think it comes from?
Wait, can you say it one more time?
Vodyanoy?
Voldemort is what I think it comes from Harry Potter.
No, it comes from Eastern Europe, like Russian,
Oh,
stuff like that. Like, I think the word Vodyanoy is Russian, and then there's like different words for this creature in like the different countries right there, So,
oh,
I don't know if most of this is the Russian version or like different cultures versions, because like a lot of the different cultures in that area have a version of this guy. So,
okay. Wait, I'm listening, but I have to let Juju out. He's being horribly atrocious right now.
oh, okay.
But continue.
All right. In Polish, his name is Wodnik. It's a male water spirit,
Oh,
and it lives in like rivers with fast currents, like near dangerous shores, or like in swamps. And then something I saw also said that it could live in puddles.
in puddles. They must be small.
No, it can live in just like any type of water except for not the sea because that's too dangerous even for him. So
Oh, well, okay. That scares me a little bit, but okay.
yeah. It's not tiny. It's just like it can shapeshift and stuff and
Okay,
like move
that's
to any shape.
really cool. We love a shapeshifter.
Yeah, but this guy we don't really like him that much.
Oh. I retract that statement then.
Yeah. Oh, and another fun fact. Okay, so the word Vodyanoy, it like has the word for water in it in Russian. So that's cool. But that also made me think of vodka because that's like the beginning, vod.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know what I found out? That vodka is literally like it came from the word water for them.
What? Oh yeah,
Which
actually,
makes
I do think I knew that. Because don't they drink like so much vodka over there?
that's what I'm saying. Like that
the
makes
same
so
amount
much
of
sense
water.
for Russians.
That is so funny.
I just wanted to drop that fun fact because that's just so funny to me.
It really is.
It's like it really is water to them.
No, it
Anyways.
really is though.
Okay. Some other names. There's like the Wassermann, which is German, so that's like I'm guessing waterman or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into what this creature looks like. He looks like an old man,
Oh, we love that.
and of course a naked old man because it's not gonna
Ew.
have clothes.
Ew.
But it has like a frog-like face.
Ew, Savannah. Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious. And a greenish beard and long hair.
Ew, I hate it.
And like it will have like covered in like muck and algae and like gross stuff.
Ew.
But that description doesn't remind you of anything because it did me. It reminded me of something.
Shrek.
I was gonna say old Greg.
Oh, I'm old Greg. Okay,
See,
to all my listeners out there, I just need you. I desperately need you to YouTube Old Greg and watch it. And that's it.
yes,
So
definitely.
is this the Old Greg?
See, that's what I'm thinking. Like whenever when I was like looking at all this stuff, it just really reminds me of old Greg.
Wow.
So that's why I thought you would enjoy.
I already love it already.
There's some slight differences. Like it says that he has black fish scales and like webbed paws, like hands.
Well, so does Old Greg, but his are just green.
Okay. And he has a fish tail though.
Oh, interesting.
So
Interesting.
in some some stories he has a fishtail.
Mm-hmm.
And then in some stories he has eyes that burn like red hot coals. So I don't really
What?
necessarily know what that means, but that quote was around a lot. Like
Okay, that's great for him.
they just like, I guess they just like stare at you so long that it just burns or something. I don't
Ew,
know.
hate that.
Yeah. Some people say he like rides across the river like leaning over a log. So just picture that, like a creature just
Yeah, now all I'm picturing is old Greg on a
see,
log.
that's what I'm saying. Okay. Some fun. Oh my god, this is like a funny thing to me anyway. People call him like grandfather. They're like, it's the water grandfather, like he's just out there.
That's kind of cute though.
Yeah, but I don't know why they do that because he is kind of evil. So
Ew.
I'm gonna get into why he's evil. He can like sort of shapeshift.
Yeah.
He can look human or he could be a fish or like a blade of grass.
What?
A flower. Yeah.
Okay, so is his natural state like the grandpa green
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah.
Okay, that's disgusting. But
Yeah. Yep. And he could even turn into a human and walk around and people like know it's him because he'll have water seeping out of the left side of his coat.
oh,
Which is like, I don't know how they figured that out, but
interesting to say
Yeah.
the least.
and on land he is really weak, but then in the water he's really strong. So he will like most likely stay in the water.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. The Vodyanoy, he is blamed for drownings and anything bad that happens in the water.
Oh,
So,
and wait, where did you say that this was?
in like Eastern Europe, so like Russia, Poland,
Okay,
Germany.
cool. I'm just hearing a lot of similarities for my story, but it's not in the same place. So
Oh, okay.
we'll get there eventually.
Oh, and it's bad luck to retrieve drowned people in these cultures because like he wants to keep them.
So they just
In
let
there.
them drown.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
But it's just
sad.
something I read said that people think it's bad luck to go and get anybody who's been already drowned, you know?
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
well, if I saw a drowning person, I would not
Well,
really care.
When they're already drowned.
Oh, that's still kind of messed up though.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay, so he drowns people for one. And then he also, when he gets mad, he will break dams and like water mills,
What?
and he drowns people and drowns animals.
No.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. And he can make floods and just anything bad that has to do with water, you know?
Yeah.
And it is really bad luck to bathe in water after sunset,
Oh.
like on a holy day, or after sunset, or on a holy day, or without having made the sign of the cross.
Oh. Well, I do all of those things. So
Yeah,
that's not good.
so-
Maybe that's why I have such bad
See,
luck.
I don't know if it's only bathing in like a river or something, because I feel
Yeah.
like people used to do that, you know?
No, they definitely did.
So maybe that's what they mean.
Mm-hmm.
But still.
Still.
Yeah, so because of all of this, fishermen and millers, which is like people who keep up the water mills, I guess, and for some reason beekeepers make sacrifices to him.
Oh, interesting.
I was really trying to figure out why beekeepers was listed. Like, can you tell me what you think on that?
Because this man's like a water creature. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the only thing I can think about, like, the beekeepers would want, like, I don't know, maybe flowers by the water to pollinate the bees. That's the only conclusion I can draw.
Yeah, that would maybe make sense. But I just thought that was interesting. Okay. So some of the people he drags underwater, he will make them his slaves.
Oh, no.
He's a bad guy. Evil.
He is.
And in the Russian north, they believe that the Vodyanoys have, like, a ruler.
Mm-hmm.
And he is, like, an older man with a club.
Okay.
And he's, like, up in the sky. And he lives in, like, black clouds in the sky. So, like, when it's about to rain.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the one who creates new rivers and lakes for them to, like, live.
Oh, interesting.
So, and they call him the Tsar Vodyanoy. So, the king one, I guess.
Yeah. The main man.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so some people say that the Vodyanoy has a beautiful wife, or, like, water nymphs, or both. And then others say that he lures women in to make them his brides. And then there's another one that's Rosolka is his wife.
Mm-hmm.
But also, some stories say that there's multiple of these. So I don't know if, like, I don't know how that goes with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because this sounds like there's only one Vodyanoy, you know?
That's what I was gonna ask. Like, are there multiple or just one?
Yeah, like, the story differs. So I guess
It always does.
Yeah, I know. It depends on, like, where you're living. It's like your local one.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, true.
That's how they're talking about it. Okay, so Rosolka is his wife in some stories, and this is in southwest Russia, they believe this. Okay, actually, yeah, there's two types of Rosolka, actually, now that I'm remembering my notes. One of them is in southwest Russia, and she is a beautiful young woman with a fishtail, so...
A mermaid!
Yes. So this ugly man is married to this, like, beautiful mermaid.
Ooh, that's
And
so
she's,
gross.
like, really nice and fun and stuff. But then the other version of her in the Russian North and Western Siberia, she is an ugly old woman.
Oh.
And she drowns young men.
I kind of like that one better. Honestly.
Yeah, so that's her. And pagans saw her as, like, the protector of nature. So,
Oh.
I feel like I kind of like her.
No, I do like her. I like
Rosolka?
her regardless.
Mm-hmm. And she is the one who, like, I guess she's, I don't know if she's a god, but she's just, like, helps fertility, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I don't want to say she's the god of fertility,
Yeah,
but you know
but
what I
she
mean.
helps it. Yeah.
Yes, and she helps, like, make crops grow and stuff like that. That's how the pagans see her, anyway.
Oh.
And they hibernate in the winter when the water is frozen, both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes sense. It's like you can't get into the water, so they're just, like, under there sleeping, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get into... There's, like, a few other differences from... That was mainly, like, the Russian folklore, and then there's some points I wanted to say about, like, Czech folklore.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in their version, he is more human. So he has more of a human appearance.
Mm-hmm.
He has gills, webbed fingers, and, like, pale green hair.
Ew.
So I feel like this version is not as gross, though.
Yeah. No, he's definitely not as disgusting. Still not great, but...
Mm-hmm. And he also takes people into his underwater lair, so...
I want to go.
Well, both of them do that.
Yeah, but, like, doesn't the other one, like, hurt you?
Well, he'll either drown you or make you his slave.
Yeah, see, I don't want either one of those.
I think this one makes you a slave, too.
Never mind, then.
But also, stuff said that the Czech one, he can be good or bad.
Oh, see, I'm trying to meet the good one.
See, yeah, maybe he'll be friendly to you.
We can hope.
Okay, so The last sort of part of this story is where Christianity comes in, because this was originally like a pagan story.
Mm-hmm.
And as we know, Christianity like infiltrates everything.
Of course, yes.
For better or for worse, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So Christianity made its way in, and people like started to interchange the word Vodyanoy and devil.
Of course.
So
they
basically
did.
started calling it a water devil too.
Yeah. We're always coming back to this devil.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, everybody just wants to make things the devil.
They do.
All right. And to stay safe from it, you need to wear a crucifix
Mm-hmm.
and like cross yourself before going near water.
Oh. Well, at least that's easy to do.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever really like crossed yourself and stuff like that when you're growing up?
No. I mean, like, I've done it, just not seriously.
Oh.
No. But I was like, I feel like, I guess I don't really know, but I feel like that's more of like a Catholic thing than it is like a...
Yeah, it probably is, because I
'cause
grew
I
up
was
Catholic.
I was like non-denominational growing
Yeah.
up, Christian, and we didn't really do that. So,
Yeah, I grew up
I mean, I've
Catholic,
definitely done it before,
and
but
they like taught us to do that like all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like we had to do it, well, not had to, but they told us to do it like when an ambulance was going by, and like
oh yeah, we were just talking about that this weekend.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I was never
So.
taught that at all.
But I was not taught to do it like before you go near water.
Yeah,
which is
maybe that's
interesting.
because like you're not like over there, you know.
Yeah. I know, yeah. Okay, so, and the Rusalka's image was changed too, so his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And she was no longer, like, the protector of fertility and stuff like that. She was evil.
Oh, of course she was.
Yeah. In some stories, she dies unbaptized, and that's why she's evil, or
Uh-oh.
she died by suicide, which is a
Uh-oh.
sin.
Yeah.
Or she was a baby born out of wedlock,
Uh-oh.
which is a sin. So
Which
any
isn't
story
her
that
fault.
the Christians made, I know, honestly, none of those really are her fault.
No.
Well, no, they're not. Okay, so basically the story of the Vodyanoy is to like make people stay away from water, I'm guessing.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Because water can be dangerous, and they're
Yes,
like,
it can.
instead of just saying you can drown, they'll say he'll drown you and make you his slave underwater.
Yeah, that is a little bit more scary.
I was like looking up things to like go along with this, and I found this like random Russian YouTube video, which was it was like a cartoon of a Vodyanoy character.
Yeah.
And I put the link to it in like our notes and stuff. So
Okay.
that's fun. You should watch it, because
I will.
I watched it like 5 times. I was trying to translate it, but I couldn't.
Oh.
It was like it was a cute little cartoon.
You should get Garrett to translate it.
Oh, he doesn't speak Russian. He's German.
German.
So
Oh, darn it. Never mind.
nope. And also, I'm pretty sure this character was a video game character too.
No way.
Yeah, I saw stuff having to do with like, I don't even know what game. I saw something with like Fortnite, but I'm pretty sure he's not a Fortnite character.
I love Fortnite. Fun fact, I love Fortnite.
Okay, well, do you have any other commentary on this story, Taylor?
For some reason, I'm not that scared of him.
You're not?
I mean, I don't really want to come across him, but ever
See,
since...
I
Wait, go
thought
ahead.
you would be scared of him because you don't like frogs.
Oh, I forgot he had a frog head. That changes everything. Yeah, no, I'm not about it. The only reason I think that it made me comfortable is because you said like old Greg, and I'm like, all right, I could chill with old Greg.
Oh, okay, so I
But-
shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, no, actually, no. Especially if we're talking about the first creature, like the old man frog head. Ew, no. Like, I'm not trying to see either one. Honestly, I don't want to be dragged down to the bottom of the sea, water, river, whatever, by anything. So,
I know.
not
Yeah,
about
that
it.
wouldn't be good.
yeah, no. So,
But I do want to meet Rusalka, The mermaid version?
No, I definitely want to meet the mermaid version.
I want to meet her.
Yeah, I wonder where she's at, what she's doing. Probably just swimming around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who knows? I like that story, though. No, I had never heard of that before. But I love it.
Think so.
I love it so much. Wait, was that all you had, though?
Yep.
Okay, well. So, Savannah guessed. So, I actually have 2 topics this week because the story that I really wanted to do ended up being just like way too short for this. So, I did like another little baby story. But that's not always gonna be how it's gonna be because I'm tired of doing 2 stories already. So, next week I'm coming with 1. But
okay, sounds good.
But this week you're getting 2. So, the first one, the one that I intended to do the whole time, was the legend of the Kraken.
Yes, we love the Kraken.
We do love the Kraken. So the reason I chose this story was actually because it has a really special sentimental meaning for me and Savannah.
Mm-hmm.
We actually became roommates our sophomore year of college with 4 other girls. Yes, we had a 6-person apartment and it was full and crazy all the time.
Yeah, we did.
And like on the very first night we moved in, we had all gotten like this bottle of Kraken, like the rum, to drink. And we were like, oh my gosh, let's name our apartment the Kraken. Mm-hmm. So ever since then, it's been the Kraken Squad. So I was like, I have to do the Kraken. And so, but what I was going to tell you was, so I walk in from work today and Deena was here and she was like, Taylor, I got a new tapestry. Come look at it. She opens it. And what is it? It's literally a sun with the Kraken like attacking the sun. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I was like, what are the odds of that?
Oh my gosh.
Like, isn't that so wild?
I feel like you have these coincidences all the time.
I do. And I'm just like, what in the world? I was like, and I didn't tell her that I was doing the Kraken. I just literally, I mean, I haven't seen her. She hasn't been here. So, yeah. I was like, that's crazy.
That's amazing.
Right. So, anyway, so the Kraken is one of the biggest water creature legends in the world. I mean, I think everybody has heard about the Kraken. And if you haven't, you must be Patrick Star living under a rock. So, so the Kraken is a giant squid monster that lived deep in the seas from Norway to Iceland all the way to Greenland. So, kind of like the colder, up there. So, at least we don't have to worry about him being close to us. Or do we? Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, no.
Okay, so the word Kraken is actually translated from Norwegian, and it literally means octopus. So,
okay.
That's where the name comes from. Even though it is definitely a squid, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
But I don't know, actually. It could be either one.
So has the Kraken, has that word changed any since this became a legend?
No.
Do you know?
No. Always been the Kraken.
Like, in their language, though, do you think it means something different now?
Oh, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Should have looked that up. But I don't know. I mean, I would say probably because, when you hear Kraken, I only think about one thing. And it's the giant one, so. But who knows? So the Kraken is actually known for being, well, first of all, the world's biggest giant, squid / octopus. And it also is known for harassing ships. So.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it'll take them down real quick. And it's also one of the first monsters. Because the Kraken, she is very old story. And she's one of the first monsters to ever have a taste for human flesh.
Wait, did you say she? It's a she?
No, I'm just calling her a she. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It's undetermined.
Okay, well, yeah, let's call her she then.
Yeah, I like the fact that it's a she because I feel like it just fits. I feel like it fits.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, so.
We're not assuming pronouns, we're just,
No, we're not.
We are, actually.
We are. It could be a he, but I feel like it's a she for some reason. I feel it in my soul.
Yeah.
So, legend has it that the Kraken could actually devour a ship's entire crew at once. Like, one go, she's eaten them all. Every single one. God. And oh my goodness, the Kraken loved the taste of humans. She was like, mwah. Scrumdiddlyumptious.
See, this is why the Vodyanoy doesn't go to the ocean, because it would probably
It's
eat
scared of the
him
Kraken.
too.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I said the sea is even too dangerous for him too.
It is. The sea is very dangerous.
Jeez.
I know. So, but even though the Kraken is like no doubt scary, no doubt very dangerous, it also brings benefits. And so, when it swims around, it actually swims around with like schools and schools of fish all around it to kind of like protect it and hide itself. Because I mean, it's literally ginormous. So, fishermen would literally risk their lives and get like you would pretty much be able to tell where the Kraken was because there were like so many schools of fish around. And if there was like an unreasonable amount of schools of fish around, the Kraken was there probably. But they would literally risk their lives because of like the amount of fish that they could catch when it was around.
Yeah, I mean, if you could get away with that.
Exactly.
Like,
and some did. Most didn't survive that. But, some did.
Yikes.
I know. So, also fun fact, this is the oldest story, I think, that we've covered on the podcast, at least like within the years wise.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, so the earliest written story about the Kraken was written, I literally don't even think you're going to believe it. I think they had to write on like papyrus or something. But in, I don't even know how to honestly properly say this. 1,000, no. Okay, I don't even know how to say it. 1,180. Like 1180.
Oh.
That is so long ago. That is literally so long ago.
Yeah, that's...
I was trying to do the math in my head. Can't. Almost, if we're rounding, almost 1,000 years ago? No. Yes, I don't know. Can't do math. But, and
yeah,
actually,
almost, I think.
That's crazy. And that was only the first written account. So who knows how many accounts there were before they written it down.
Jeez.
But the person who actually wrote the first account was King Sverre of Norway. So the actual king of Norway was the one to write this down. So, like, kind of believable if you ask me.
Okay, but do you think he was out on a ship? Probably not, right?
I mean, maybe if he was going somewhere. I don't really know.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess they traveled. I just would assume that he wouldn't be on, like...
Yeah, yeah. But the Kraken
I guess
didn't...
he would be, though.
Yeah, I mean, the Kraken didn't just attack fishing boats. That's just the boats that got attacked the most because they were mostly out there. So, but no, I didn't get his story of, like, how he came to find it. But, so in the early years of researching the Kraken, it wasn't really known if there was just one singular Kraken or if there were multiple. But people had speculated it was either one or, like, up to 20 different ones.
Okay.
That were all like around the same size, which is ginormous, but we'll get to that in a minute. But today we actually know for a fact that there are 21 confirmed species of this large squid that it can be compared to the infamous Kraken. Like almost the same size.
That is terrifying.
Yeah, and that means that there's 21, and that means probably there's at least one in the ocean that we swim in all the time. That we swim in literally the other day.
21 species?
Yep.
That means that there's... I don't even want to...
Yeah, and if you really think about it, that's only the ones that they've been able to see because we can't go that far down into the ocean. So there could be like hundreds of species down there. So, and the craziest part is actually squids. Okay, so, and if I'm going to just make my guess here, there's probably a lot more down there because, so giant squids... They're grouped in, and the Kraken is grouped into this too, as a giant squid. And giant squid's eyes are the largest eyes in the whole animal kingdom. And, which I did not know that.
Okay, I mean, that makes sense, but I didn't know that either.
Same. And it's crucial to them because in the dark depths of the part of the ocean that they live in, which is like 2,000 meters down. And so I didn't know, we're in America, we don't know the metric system, so I did some math. And 2,000 meters is more than 6,500 feet down.
Oh, jeez.
So literally those eyes help them see down there. Like they have to have those big, huge eyes to be able to see when it's, because, no light reaches down there. So it's like completely dark. in that
Okay,
part of the
I can
ocean.
see why you weren't scared at my story now, because this is way scarier.
I know. It's just like, ew, it freaks me out. And I literally love squids and octopuses so much because they're just like so, like such intelligent creatures, but like, I'm not about this whatsoever.
Yeah, these are scary. Like, even
Right.
if they didn't attack boats and stuff, they're like scary looking. Huge
Exactly.
things. Oh my god.
Exactly. And so, do you want to know what else their eyes help them with? Their eyes help them with seeing extremely, extremely far distances. So this is how they were able to attack the ships, because they could be really far away and they could see the ships. And so they would be able to like attack and know exactly where that ship was. Like you couldn't really
Oh
confuse this
my
animal,
god.
which is
So
so scary.
how big did you say the eyes were?
The eyes, I don't think I said.
Okay.
I just said that they're the biggest. And yeah, I don't know.
Oh my god.
But they're big, and it's literally the biggest eyes in the animal kingdom. So I'm trying to think of like the biggest eye that I know, and all of them are small. So I don't know.
I'm thinking that too. Like,
Like I don't have any idea actually, but very big. So okay. So the largest squid that has been like actually measured out, like it was dead, I assume, and they were researching it, and it was 60 feet long. 60 feet long, this squid. And they say that the Kraken is much bigger than that. So that just, I can't even comprehend it. I literally can't whatsoever. So, so you might be wondering, like, how can this Kraken take down this ship? Well, it uses its tentacles and wraps them around these ships and, like, pulls them under the water. Like, it just sucks them down in. And then it eats the people off. And it just drowns them. Drowns the ship.
that is insane.
I know. And I
Like,
think...
why can't you just eat fish?
Well, they do also eat fish. But I
Yeah.
think, and this is just a theory, I don't really know, but I think that they just don't like people, like, invading their space. I think that they, like,
Yeah,
just want them to
makes sense,
leave.
actually.
And also, like, they do still eat fish, and these fishermen are coming and taking their fish. So, like, honestly, I'd be mad, too, if they were taking my food.
Or maybe, you know how, like, there's a theory about shark attacks and how it looks like it's a fish. Like, a person on a surfboard
Oh,
will
yeah,
look like
yeah,
a
yeah.
fish.
Or, like, a turtle, yeah.
Maybe they think this ship is just a giant fish.
Yeah, maybe. That is also a very good point. Could be true. Okay, and here honestly is the craziest fact to me. Is because, I mean, technically the Kraken is a myth. We're not positive if it ever really existed, but there's been thousands and thousands of written accounts from like way, way back in the day. So like I always believed that it was real. But somebody who really believed that it was real is Linnaeus. Do you know who that is?
I feel like I've heard of that.
You definitely do.
I've heard of
because Carl Linnaeus created the taxonomy system, the classification of animal system.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And he put that Kraken in that system.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. So he like fully believed that this was real, and he created that in 1735. So that's already like 600 years after the first writing about it, and he was fully convinced. He was fully convinced enough that this like crazy scientist, like most famous scientist, like one of them, like believed that this creature existed. So, yeah.
I don't doubt him.
No, I don't doubt him either. I mean, truly, I believe it's real. So, I mean, as I said, the Kraken is still considered a myth because we've never, like, caught it. But, like, also, do we even have the equipment to catch it? It's ginormous. No. And also, like, if you know anything about octopuses and squids, no matter how big they are, they can literally shrink their bodies through any of the smallest holes ever and just escape. Crazy.
Yeah, honestly, they kind of scare me too.
Exactly. And I actually have a little bit of a conspiracy theory, is that a lot of people believe that squids are actually like aliens. And I know that sounds crazy, but squids are actually like so intelligent. People say that they're more intelligent than humans because of just like everything they can do. I'm not even going to get into it. That's a whole nother like podcast topic.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I feel like studying squids would be like the coolest thing ever because they are so smart.
Mm-hmm.
So, but in almost all other cultures, they have some sort of form of this creature. Like almost every single one.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. So in Greek mythology, there's a monster named Scylla, which is actually a six-headed sea goddess who like rules the rocks on one side of the narrow strait of the sea. And the legend says if you sail too close to her, she's gonna eat you. But literally across all like cultures. Also, Scylla was also in the Odyssey, and it was this like squid that they had to fight. I don't know if you've read the Odyssey, but very popular.
I don't think I have.
Okay, that's really crazy, but
yeah, I know of it, but
yeah. That's funny. Oh, okay, and here's another really crazy fact. So, as I mentioned, like today, like very much so today, scientists are spending a lot of time studying squids because they're extremely smart, and so they've actually been able. They're more studying the larger ones that relate to the Kraken because they want to see if they can like crack the code of the Kraken. And
crack the code.
And you know I had to. But they actually discovered that in like large squids that they're studying, when they like open up their stomachs, they find fish, crustaceans because they eat fish and crustaceans too. But they are also cannibals, and they eat other squids. What? Yes. So that's disturbing.
Yeah.
Like absolutely so disturbing.
Oh my god, ugh.
I know. And so the last thing I have for this is that
I thought they were supposed to be smart. How did they not know that like you shouldn't do that?
Well, just because they're smart doesn't mean they have morals.
Yeah.
They're just like, I'm hungry and there's some food.
I just think it's so interesting when like animals are naturally cannibals.
Same, because I'm
like aren't hamsters or something?
Hamsters?
Yeah, haven't you ever heard they like eat their own, or like are those guinea pigs or something?
Oh man, I have
some
no
type
idea.
of rodent that's like a pet. Like they'll eat their babies.
Wow, that's sad. I did not know that. I don't think.
Yeah, like that's another common animal that's like known to be a cannibal.
Wow, I mean some humans are cannibals. Jeffrey Dahmer.
But that's like not normal.
Yeah, true.
I don't know.
I mean, okay. I don't know. I guess like the animal instinct kind of is just like you got to eat what you can find, and maybe that's all they can find. But I don't know.
True.
A theory.
Interesting.
I know. But so the last thing I have on the Kraken is that this one ship that the Kraken attacked, specifically, it uses its tentacles, as I said earlier, to like wrap itself around the boat. And it uses its tentacles, like not like the little suction cups on its tentacles. So where like you can't pry that thing off. It's sucked on to the boat. And then it'll actually create a maelstrom. Didn't know what that was. And it's actually like a huge whirlpool. And it'll like, it'll start spinning with this like ship and suck it down into the ocean. And then that's when it'll eat them.
It can make the... Oh my god.
And when I say like a whirlpool, I don't mean like, oh, we're in a pool like spinning. No, I'm talking like a giant whirlpool. And it'll just suck right back down into the ocean. So.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, before I looked up my story, I was like looking at stuff about whirlpools.
Really?
So I know they're not any joke. Like they can make those though?
Yes.
That is insane.
I know. It's so crazy. So yeah, that's pretty much the legend of the Kraken.
Okay. That was, oh my god. Krakens are scary.
Krakens are really scary.
And the fact that there's like actual giant squids out there, I'm terrified.
There's like a ton of giant squids out there. And ew. Like I love them so much. I love to admire them from afar, but I really don't want to be anywhere close to one.
Yeah.
Like I really don't. They scare me so bad.
That would not be fun.
No. So, but as I mentioned, I do have another little shorter story because that one just was not long enough. I thought there was going to be way more, but I literally didn't realize that like this was popular in like the 1100s. The 11 no, the 1100s. So like there's not that many written accounts of like stories. Plus most people that came in contact with the Kraken did not survive.
Yeah.
So
True. That's
So
true.
I found another little quick story, and this
Okay.
one, I just found it, and I was like, yeah, this is good enough. But I did not realize how insane this story was. Like, oh,
Okay.
wow.
Should this have been your main story?
Like, honestly, I mean, it's still short too, though, so it kind of worked
Okay.
out, but it's crazy.
Okay.
Okay, so, the Kraken, this was more like Norway, Greenland, Iceland area. But this is more, it's a Japanese folklore. And this is the
Oh.
legend of the Kappas.
Huh.
And I had never heard
Interesting.
about them before this. But
No,
boy, do
I've
I
never
know
heard
about
of
them
it.
now. And I'm glad. My dream is to go to Japan one day, but I'm really not trying to see one of these because ew. Okay, so a kappa is an amphibious demon found in
Oh,
Japanese folklore.
those
So
are like your two fears.
I know that's literally what I'm saying, and I'm just like, I can't do this. Like I can't do this. And the more I read, I'm like, okay, this is just meant for me and meant only to scare me.
Yeah.
So kappas are typically described as green, human-like beings with webbed hands and webbed feet, aka me. And they also have a turtle-like shell on their back. But they mostly look
Okay.
human, okay? Like they're mostly human. So I kind of resemble, like they in my mind, they resemble a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. And
Oh,
actually, they
true.
are called kappas in, I read in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle 3.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, it's like referenced in that. I haven't seen the third one, so I
Oh my gosh.
don't know,
But
but
that description though sounds a lot like what I covered,
I know,
except
no.
for the turtle.
No, I know. Like this whole story is a lot similar to yours, and that's why I was sitting there thinking the whole time.
That's
Um,
crazy because it's like, well, I guess it's not really that close to that area. Well, kind of. But
yeah,
like, it's just weird that they have a similar story
I
in
know. Like,
different
what if they're like the
cultures.
same? They could honestly be talking about the same thing, just
Mm-hmm.
different names.
Yeah, except this one has a turtle shell.
Yeah, I mean, like maybe that's just what they needed to like evolve, to live in
True.
Japan. Don't know, but that's not the only thing they have. That's really weird. So this is really important. They have a little depression on their heads, and they call it the dish, and it actually
Hmm.
retains water. And basically, they need water in it to be like, I don't know, like have energy and like to just live. So
Oh.
if the dish is damaged or loses water in any way, it like really weakens these creatures. It doesn't
Hmm.
like kill them, but it just like really weakens them. So, and I don't even know what that could possibly look like, but it's just like on their heads and it just holds water. So,
I mean, does it look like a plate?
I mean, I'm assuming it looks like a dish because why else would it be called a dish? But,
Yeah.
um,
Interesting.
I know, I know. So, kappas are also like pretty small creatures. They say like they're the size of a small child. So that's like
Oh.
a lot less frightening, but also maybe more. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
the funnest random fact that I have, actually two, are that they love cucumbers. Fave
Ooh,
snacks,
me
like
too.
same. I'm like, okay, me. And they also love sumo wrestling.
Oh,
And I'm
well,
like, okay, are you just saying that because we're in Japan? Like, I don't know. Possibly.
I mean, you have to. You live in
Exactly.
Japan, right?
Exactly. But like the fact that they love sumo wrestling is like funny, but what's not funny is that they are often accused of assaulting humans like in water and like sumo wrestling them, but they're so good at sumo wrestling them that they like really sumo them into the water like humans when they fight them. And then
Oh
they
my god.
remove a mythical organ called a shirikodama, which is found in the human's anus.
Oh,
And we're gonna cover more on that later, but I just had to throw that one out there right
oh,
now.
that's really interesting.
It is.
I
It's
don't
it's
even.
really interesting. I have never heard of that, but
Wait, you said it's mythical?
it's yeah, it's mythical maybe.
Okay.
um, but
That,
we'll get back to
I
that.
didn't think that's where you were going with this.
No, 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 no. Me neither. When I was doing this.
Okay.
Okay, so as I said, these creatures live in the water for the most part, but they can go on land, which is another similarity to your story. But when they go
Yeah.
on land, they're extremely weak and clumsy.
Oh yeah,
So
so
like
same type of
exactly. So
thing.
you can like pretty much see like you can't really tell. Like, it could just be a clumsy person, aka me, walking around on the
Yeah.
land, or it could be a kappa. Don't know. um, so I don't know what's up with all of the fascination on the anuses of these creatures, but apparently kappas have 3 anuses, which allows them to pass way more gas than humans. And I don't know why that's important, but it was on
Oh.
every single website that was mentioned, so I was like, okay, I guess I have to mention it.
It's because they just bubble up the water.
I guess, yeah, they are making their own hot springs out there.
Oh my god.
So, okay, so most of these little monsters, like, aren't all, like, straight up evil. Like, some of them are just, like, little mischievous, like, creatures just wanting to mess with people. And so, they're often, like, the less evil ones are often, like, more known as, like, troublemakers, where they'll, like, do things like go and look up, like, women's kimonos, which is inappropriate, but, like, also
yeah.
not, like, the most evil thing ever, you know?
Yeah, that like they probably shouldn't do that, but like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but like it's okay considering the fact that the real evil ones drown people and animals and they kidnap kids and they eat humans and they also sexually assault women. So,
Oh.
yeah, that's so good. So good for that. So,
Were they just trying to pull out all the evil things? They're like, oh, and they do this and this and this.
right. Right. I don't know. But people in Japan like actually fear these people. And so, you know, as I said, their favorite snack are cucumbers. So in Japan, they actually leave offerings of cucumber for the kappa. And a really big tradition in Japan actually is that people will carve the names of their family members into cucumbers and then send them afloat like down the streams and the rivers to send them as like offerings to the kappa so that they won't mess with their families.
Oh, do they do this at like a certain time of the year or?
I didn't see. I don't think so. I think they just do it like all the time.
Because that seems like, like in other cultures, people do that in like, I don't know, near Halloween and stuff.
Yeah. Well, maybe I didn't actually look that up, but
Yeah.
I don't know. But they do that, and I'm like, well, okay. So these people like actually believe that these things are real. So, okay, and so then I also mentioned earlier that they love sumo wrestling. And so that's one way that they'll, like the really evil ones, will lure people into the water. So they'll be like, you want to sumo wrestle? And obviously everybody's going to say yes. And so they'll pull them in with their wrestling skills. But you know, they love sumo wrestling, so they're super good at it. So they will, you know, take them out, TKO into the water. And they will like take their victims into the water, like their whole bodies, so that they can drink their blood, eat their livers, and take their Dama, which is, you know, the mystical orb in the anus. And supposedly, that mythical ball in the anus is said to contain the soul. And so by stealing this from people, it gives them more power.
Okay, that's a lot to take in, Taylor.
I know. I really know.
Like, I don't even know.
I know.
I might just let you keep going because I can't.
I know. So basically, though, what that means is they want to steal your soul.
Okay.
So people do also call these water demons because obviously stealing your soul.
Oh my god, everything's a water demon.
Everything, honestly, is a water demon. But, you know, like as most legends go, the kappa have been used to warn kids about the dangers of like playing in rivers and lakes. But even today, they literally have signs warning about the kappa near all the bodies of water in Japan.
Seriously?
So they actually take these serious, like these creatures very seriously. They're like not playing around. So that scares me. Like most of the time I feel like these legends are like, maybe they're not real. And I feel like maybe these aren't real either. But like these people really believe that they exist. And it's like something they need to worry about.
Yeah, I want to say that Japanese people are really superstitious.
Yeah, I would also agree with that.
Is that true?
I think
because,
so.
Like, that's probably a big reason they have those signs, too. Because they're just...
Yeah. Exactly.
All about, like, tradition and superstition and stuff.
Plus, they also could have the signs just to, like, scare the kids, too, you know?
Yeah.
Even more, being like, yeah, we're serious about this, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, I know I've said all these horrible things, but apparently there are some ways you can do to make it out alive. and safe if you come in contact with a kappa. So they're actually obsessed with politeness. So if you like, I don't know, bring them a cucumber or just are extremely nice and polite to them, they will bow down to you. Well, you know, like a typical thing to do in Japan. Not really here, but so they'll bow down to you. But when they bow down, that actually spills the water out of their head dish. And so when the water loses, I mean, when the dish loses the water, they lose power. So when they bow down and the water spills out, they actually like lose the ability to stand up until it refills with water. So that gives you time to run away. Oh. So that's one way. But here's another way, which is kind of weird. So if you see a kappa that is like has no water in its dish, if a person refills their dish, the kappa will serve that human forever. So, I don't know, just refill the kappa's dish. That's all I gotta say.
But do you really want a little creature serving you?
I mean, no, but like if that was my only option, like maybe.
Yeah, true.
Okay, and then this one's really funny too. So, Kappa's arms are apparently really, really weak and can very easily be pulled from their body.
Oh.
So if their arm is attached, if you would like to bring their arm back, they will perform favors or share knowledge in exchange for their arm back for you. So, that's also cool. And
yeah, I'm just gonna make a mental note.
Yeah. Make a mental note. Yep, please do that. We got a list of things we need to do when we see our kappa. Okay, and the last thing that you can do to defeat a kappa is this one you have to have some talent. So you're gonna sumo wrestle them, but you just you don't have to really win the fight. You just have to get their head down enough to spill the water out of their dish.
So all of this is just spill the water.
Basically, yeah. That's what you got to do.
I mean, it doesn't seem that hard to do that.
No, I feel like this is like an easier way to like tackle them, but like also I don't really want to be put in that situation. So
yeah, probably not.
Okay, and so I have one more really fun fact for you. A couple. So while the kappa is primarily in Japan, other cultures in Asia and Europe have the same similar folklore, which I was saying maybe is connected to yours because it says Europe. So I didn't really look in there. It also said there was like over 80 names for the kappa from different cultures. So a lot of people believe in this similar thing. But this is a fact that I thought I would share for Savannah because she loves Animal Crossing. One day, I hope to love Animal Crossing as much as she does if I can ever find a Switch.
I know, you need to.
I know. So, but apparently in Animal Crossing, there is actually a character, and it's a kappa, and it's named Kappin. Like, Kappn. And that's literally what it is. But apparently it's not, I don't think it's in the newer version of the game, it's in the older version of the game. So, but I thought that was so cool. I was like, what are the odds of that? So.
Yeah, that is really cool. I need to look that up right now.
I know. So, yeah. But, yeah, that's the story of the Kraken and the kappa. So, yeah.
Oh, no, I just looked it up. I've definitely seen this one before.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. We'll have pictures of all of the things and on the Instagram as per usual. And yeah. So
all right, so we
check that out. Yeah. Oh, and sources below. You know. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the drill. I guess. I mean, honestly, all I got left to say is happy 10th episode. I really didn't know if we were going to make it here, but we did somehow.
I know, and we're done it. We finished our 10th episode.
Like, we've literally done it. And now, like, it feels like we've done, like, 2. But no, like, hear me out. So, we've been doing this for 10 weeks. That's crazy.
Well, we missed a week.
So really 11, but really been working on it for 10 weeks. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So, congratulations to us. And shout out to all of our listeners. Thank you for supporting our podcast. Thanks for listening. Share it. Rate us on Apple Podcasts. Tell your friends. We would love to have more listeners. Send us your stories. If you want us to talk about something, we'll talk about it if it's good enough for
Mm-hmm.
us. So, but that's all I gotta say. So, see you next week.
Okay, cue the music.